We have here a replica of something that was discovered in 1990. It was discovered by accident in an area where there were some known tombs already that had been made into a park, and it's just south of the old city of Jerusalem. When the dozer or whatever the equipment they had shaved off the top of the tomb, they looked down inside and there were many ossuaries that were missing their lids or tipped over. It had been robbed in antiquity. However, one of those ossuaries, and an ossuary is translated bone box, it was on the side, it said, Joseph, son of Caiaphas. Now, they may sound like it's not Caiaphas, but it's his son's bone box. However, Josephus tells us that Joseph went by his father's name, Caiaphas. So most archaeologists are on board that this is the actual ossuary of Caiaphas, the high priest, that had Jesus in his courtyard, that asked Jesus, tell us plainly, art thou the Son of the Blessed? Jesus could not deny that, and he said, you have said. And then he said, what need we further of witnesses? So this is where the remains of Caiaphas ended up, and an ossuary like this is on display in Jerusalem. It's made out of limestone. It is very ornate. But then on the side, it's just scratched on there very hurriedly. And why would that be? The name is just very hurriedly scratched on there. Well, when the bodies went into the tomb and the stone would be rolled back over, and only the wealthy could afford this, that there would be a bench in the tomb. And after a year, the flesh and everything had decayed, and they would come in and then they would roll the stone back and hurriedly take the bones and put them into the ossuary. Now, they would be defiled for a period after that, so it wasn't something that they liked to handle the bones of the dead. So in this ossuary, they found 3 sets of bones. They found the bones of a man in his 60s, a woman in her 50s, and also a woman in her late 20s or early 30s. And so they concluded that it was Caiaphas, his wife, and most likely his daughter. But again, confirmation of the things in Scripture that the Bible is true.